Chapter number 5, The Fundamental Unit of Life. Robert Hooke examined that the cork resembled the structure of a honeycomb. Consisting of many little compartments, cork is that substance which comes from the bark of a tree. Hooke made this by chance observation through a self-designed microscope. In the year 1665, Robert Hooke called these box or compartments cells. Cell is a Latin word which means little room. This may seem to be a very insignificant incident, but it is very important in the history of science. This was the first time that somebody had observed that living things appear to consist of separate units. The use of this word cells to describe these units is used till this day in biology. What are living organizations made of? Activity 1. Take a small piece from an onion bulb with the help of forceps. We can peel off the skin epidermis from the concave side. What are these structures? What do we observe when we look through the lens? Can we draw the structures that can be seen through the microscope on an observation sheet? Does it similar to figure given below? We can try to prepare temporary mounds of peels of onions of different size. What do we see? Do we observe similar structures or different structures? What are these structures? These structures look similar to each other. On combining, they form a big structure like an onion bulb. We find from this activity that these bulbs of different size have similar and small structures visible through a microscope. Cells of onion peel will appear the same regardless of the size of the onion they came from. These small structures are the basic building units of the onion bulb. These small structure or units are called cells. Not only onions, but all organizations that we see around the made up of cells. However, there are also single cells that live on their own. The important invention of magnifying lenses led to the discovery of the microscopic world. It is now known that a single cell may contain a whole arrangement of leaves or organizations as in amoeba, paramecium, clodomons, and bacteria. These organizations are called unicellular organizations. On the other hand, many cells group exist together in a single body and perform different functions to form various body parts in a multicellular organizations. Multi is equal to many. Like some fungi, plants, and animals, can we find out names of some other unicellular organizations? Every multicellular organization comes from a single cell. How cells divide themselves into many cells of their own kind. All cells thus come from exacting cells. Some organizations can have the cells of different types. Observe the following pictures. These depict some cells from the human body. The shape and size of cells are mainly related to the specific function they perform. For example, cells like amoeba have changing shapes in some cases. The cell shape may be more or less fixed and peculiar for a particular type of a cell. For example, nerve cells have a typical shape. Every living cell has the capacity to perform certain basic functions that are characteristics of that living forms. How does a living cell perform these basic functions? We know that in multicellular organizations there is a division of labor such as in human beings. It means that the different parts of a human body perform different functions. For example, the human body has a stomach to digest food, a heart to pump blood, and so on. Similarly, division of liver is also seen in a single cell case. Each such such cell has got certain specific components within it called cell organelles. Each kind of cell organelle performs a special function such as making new material, clearing the waste material from the cell, and so on. A cell is able to live and perform all the cell, and so on. A cell is able to live and perform all functions because of these organelles. These organelles together constitute the basic unit is called cell. All cells are found to have the same organelles no matter what their functions is or in what organizations they are found. What is a cell made up of? What is the structural organizations of a cell? We have learned that the cell has some special components called organelles. How is a cell composed of? When we study a cell under a microscope, we would come across main three features in every cell: nucleus, plasma, membrane, and cytoplasm. All activities of the cell and interactions of the cell with its environment are possible due to these three features. Let us see how does it occur. Plasma membrane or cell membrane. The outermost covering of the cell that separates the contents of the cell from its external environment is called plasma membrane or cell membrane. This membrane allows or prevents the entry and exit of some material in and out of the cell. It also checks the movement of some other air materials. Thus, the cell membrane is called a selectively permeable membrane. How does the movement of different substances take place into the cell? How do these substances move out of the cell? Substances like carbon dioxide or oxygen can move across the cell membrane by a process called diffusion. There is a spontaneous movement of a substance from a region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. Similar process happens in cells. For example, when any substance like CO2 accumulates in high concentrations inside the cell in the external environment of the cell, the concentration of CO2 is low as compared to inside of a cell. As soon as there is a difference of concentration of CO2 inside and outside of a cell, CO2 moves out of a cell from a region of high concentration to a region of low concentration by the process called diffusion. O2 enters the cell by the same process of diffusion when the concentration of O2 inside the cell decreases. So we can say that diffusion plays an important role in gases exchange between the cells as well as the cell internal environment and its external environment. Water also obeys this law of diffusion. The movement of water molecules through a permeable membrane is called osmosis. This movement of water across the plasma membrane is also affected by the amount of substance dissolved in given quantity of water. Thus, osmosis is the passage of water through a semi-permeable membrane from a region of high water concentration to a region of low water concentration till equilibrium is reached. What will what will happen if we put a plant cell or an animal cell into a solution of sugar or salt in water? One of the following three things could happen. If the surroundings of the cell has a higher water concentration than the cell, meaning that the outside solution is very dilute than inside of a cell, it will gain water by osmosis. Such a type of a solution is known as a hypotonic solution. Water molecules are free to pass through the cell membrane in both directions, but more water will come into the cell than leave water. The net overall result is that water enters the cell and the cell will swell up. If the medium has same water concentration as the cell, there will be no movement of water across the cell membrane. Such a type of solution is known as an isotonic solution. Water crosses the cell membrane in both directions, but the amount of water going in is the same as going out. So there is no net movement of water. The cell will stay in the same size. If the medium has a lower concentration of water than the cell, meaning that there is a very concentrated solution inside the cell will lose water by osmosis. Such a type of a solution is known as a hypertonic solution. Water crosses the cell membrane in both directions, but in this case, more water leaves the cell than entering it. Therefore, the cell will shrink. So, osmosis is a special case of a diffusion across a selectively permeable membrane. Let us try the following activity. Cell wall, mostly unicellular freshwater organizations and plant cells tend to gain water through osmosis process. Observation of water by plant roots is also an example of osmosis process. Thus, diffusion is very important in exchange of gases and water in the life cycle of a cell. The cell also obtains nutrition from its environment. Different types of molecules move in and out of the cell through air transport requiring use of energy. Plasma membrane is a flexible membrane and is made up of same organic molecules called lipids and proteins. We can observe the structure of the plasma membrane through an electron microscope only. This flexibility of the cell membrane also enables the cell to engulf the food and other material from its outer environment. Such processes are known as endocytosis. Amoeba also acquires its food through this process. Cell wall, plant cells, along with the plasma membrane, have another rigid outer covering known as the cell wall. The cell walls lies outside the plasma membrane. Plant cell wall is mainly composed of cellulose. It is a complex substance and provides structural strength to plants. When a living plant cell loses water through osmosis process, there is a concentration of all the contents of the cell away from the cell wall. This phenomenon of contraction is known as plasmaolysis. We can observe this phenomenon by doing the following activity. What do we conclude from this activity? It seems that only living cells, not dead cells, are able to absorb water by osmosis. Cell walls permit the plant cells, fungi, and bacteria to withstand very dilute external media without bursting. In such a type of media, the cells take up water by osmosis. The cell swells and exerts pressure against the cell wall. The wall exerts an equal pressure against the swollen cell. Because of their walls, cells can withstand much greater change in the surrounding medium than animal cells. Nucleus, we have prepared temporary amount of onion peel. We had put some iodine solution on the peel. What would we find if we observed the peel without putting the iodine solution? See what the difference is. Similarly, when we drop iodine solution of the peel, did each cell get evenly colored? Depending on chemical composition, different parts of cells get colored differently. Some parts appear darker than other part. Apart from iodine solution, we can stain the cells by using safranin solution or methylene blue solution. We have observed cells from an opinion. Let us now observe cells from own body, our own body. The nucleus has a double layered covering known as a nuclear membrane. The nuclear membrane has a small pores which allow the transfer of material from inner side of the nucleus to its outer side, i.e. to the cytoplasm. The nucleus contains chromosomes which look like rod-shaped structures only when the cell divides. Chromosomes contain information of inheritance of characters from parents to next generation in the form of DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid molecules chromosomes are made up of DNA and protein. DNA molecules have the information necessary for constructing the cells. Function, functional parts. Functional parts of a DNA are called genes. DNA are called genes in a non-dividing cell. This DNA is present as a part of a chromatin material. Chromatin material is visible to us an entangled mass of a thread. When the cell is about to divide, the chromatin material gets organized into chromosomes. In cellular in cellular reproduction, the nucleus plays an important role. Cellular reproduction is the process by which a single cell divides and forms two new cells. It plays a crucial part along with the environment in determining the way of development of a cell and the form it will exhibit at maturity by directing the chemical activities of the cell. In many organizations like bacteria, the nuclear region of the cell is purely defined due to the absence of a nuclear membrane, such as undefined nuclear region, having only nucleic acids is called a nucleide. Such organizations which cells lack of a nuclear membrane are called prokaryotes. Pro is equal to primary karyot nucleus. Organizations with cells containing a nuclear membrane are called eukaryotes. Now prokaryotic cells also, like most of the other cytoplasmic organelles which are present in eukaryotic cells, most of the functions of such organelles are performed by purely organized parts of the cytoplasm, the chlorophyll found in photosynthetic. Prokaryotic cells is associated with membranes, vesicles, bag-like structures, but not associated with plastids as in eukaryotic cells. Cytoplasm, when we observe the temporary mounts of onion peel as well as human cheek cells, we can find a large region of each cell enclosed with the cell membrane. This region takes up little strain. This is called cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the viscous fluid content inside the plasma. Inside the plasma membrane, it also contains a lot of specialized cell organelles. Each organelle performs a specific functions for the cell. Each cell organelle is enclosed by cell membranes. In prokaryotes, there is a absence of a defined nuclear region as well as membrane-bound cell organelles are also absent. While the eukaryotic cells have a nuclear membrane as well as membrane-enclosed organelles. The important of membranes can be visualized with the example of a viruses. Viruses do not have any membranes and hence do not show characteristics of life until they enter in a living body and use its cell machinery to multiply. Cell organelles. Each cell has a plasma membrane around it to keep its own contents separate from the outer environment. Large and complex cells of a multicellular organizations need a lot of chemical activity to their complex structure support their complex structure and function to keep these different activities separate from each other. These types of cells use membrane-bound structures, organelles within themselves. This is the main feature of the eukaryotic cells that distinguish them from prokaryotic cells. Some of these organelles are visible with an electron microscope only. We have learned about the nucleus in a previous section. Some important examples of cell organelles are endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, lysosomes, and plastids. These are important because they carry out very crucial functions in cells. Endoplasmic. Endoplasmic reticulum AR. The endoplasmic reticulum AR is a large network or arrangement of membrane bound tubes and sheets. It looks like long tubules or round shaped or oblong bags vesicles. The AR membrane is similar to the plasma membrane in structure. There are two kinds of AR: rough endoplasmic reticulum RAR and smooth endoplasmic reticulum SAR. RAR seems very rough under a microscope because it has some particles called ribosomes on its surface. The ribosomes are the sites of protein manufacture found in all active cells. The manufactured proteins are sent to various parts of the cell depending on a need. Depending on a need. With the help of AR, the SCR helps in a production of fat molecules or lipids which are important for cell function. These proteins and lipids help in making the cell membrane. This process is called as membrane biogenesis. Some other proteins and lipids function as enzymes and hormones in the cell. However, the AR varies greatly in shape and size in different cells. It always forms a compact network system. Therefore, one function of the AR is to serve like a channels for the transport of proteins between various parts of the cytoplasm or between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. This AR also works as a cytoplasmic framework providing a surface for some biochemical activities in the cell. In the liver cells of vertebrates, SCR plays an important role in detoxifying many poisonous and drugs. Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus was first described by Camillo Golgi. It consists of a system of membrane-bound vesicles, planted sachets arranged parallel to each other in stacks called cisterns. All these membranes have connections with the membranes of AR and constitute a portion of a complex cellular membrane system. The material synthesis near the AR is packaged and dispatched to different targets inside and outside the cell by the Golgi apparatus. Its functions are the storage, modification, and packaging of products in vesicles. In other cases, complex sugar is found to be made from simple sugar in the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus is involved in the formation of isomers. Lysosomes are membrane-bound sacs filled with digestive enzymes. These enzymes are made up of RAR. Lysosome is a type of waste disposal system of the cell. These help to keep the cell cleaned by digesting foreign material as well as worn out cell organelles. These foreign materials entering the cell, such as food and bacteria, as well as old organelles, which break complex substances into simpler substances. Lysosomes are able to do this because they have powerful digestive enzymes capable capable of breaking down all organic material. For example, when the cell damages, isomers may burst and the enzymes digest their own cell. So these lysosomes are also known as the suicide bags of the cell. Mit- mito- Mitochondria. Mitochondria are called as the powerhouses of the cell. The energy required for various chemicals activities which is needed for life is released by mitochondria in the form of ATP. Adenosine triphosphate molecules. ATP is known as the energy currency of a cell. The body uses the body uses the body uses energy stored in ATP for making new chemical compounds and for mechanical work. Mitochondria have two membrane coverings. The outer membrane is very porous, while the inner membrane is folded deeply. These folds make a sufficient surface area for ATP generating chemical reactions. Mitochondria can be considered strange organelles in the sense that they have their own DNA and ribosomes. So mitochondria are able to make their own proteins. Plastids are found only in plant cells. There are mainly two types of plastids: chloroplasts, colored plastids, and leucoplast, white or colorless plastids. Plastids having the pigment chlorophyll are known as chloroplasts. These plastids are important for photosynthesis in plants. Chloroplasts contain different yellow or orange pigments in addition to chlorophyll. On the other hand, leucoplasts are primary organelles in which materials like starch, oils, and proteins granules are stored in the cell. The internal organizations of the chloroplast contains a lot of membrane layers embedded in a viscous material called the stroma. These plastids are similar to mitochondria in outer structure. The plastids, like mitochondria, also have their own DNA and ribosomes. Vacuoles are storage sacs which store the solid or liquid contents. These are small sized in animal cells, while plant cells have large vacuoles. The central vacuole of some of plant cells may contain 15 to 19% of the cell volume. In plants, cells vacuoles are full of cell sap and provide rigidity to the cell. Many substances which are important for plant cell life are stored in vacuoles. These important substances include sugars, amino acids, various organic acids, and proteins. In unicellular organizations like amoeba, the food vacuoles store the food atoms that the amoeba has consumed already. In some other unicellular organizations, spliced vacuoles also play major roles in expelling excess water and some waste from the cell. Thus, each cell acquires its ability structure and ability to function due to the organizations of its membrane and organelles in specific manners. The cell thus has a fundamental unique structural organizations. This helps the cells to perform functions like respiration, clearing of waste material, obtaining nutrition, and forming new proteins. Thus, we conclude that the cell is the fundamental structural and basic functional unit of living organism. Cell division: new cells formed in organizations in order to grow, to replace old, dead, and injured cells, and to form gametes required for reproduction. The process by which new cells are made is called cell division. There are two main types of cell division: mitosis and meiosis. The process of cell division by which most of the cell divide for growth is called mitosis. In this process, each cell called mother cell divides to form two identical daughter cells. The daughter cells have the same number of chromosomes as mother cell. It helps in growth and repair of tissues in organizations, especially cells of reproductive organs or tissues. In animals and plants divide to form gametes which after fertilization give rise to offspring. They divide by a different process called meiosis, which involves two consecutive divisions. When a cell divides by meiosis, it produces four new cells instead of just two. The new cells only have half the number of chromosomes than that of the mother cells. Can you think as to why the chromosomes number has reduced to half in daughter cells?